Alright guys, how you doing? So we're gonna jump in, do another stream. What is today's stream? Today is episode 23 of the solo RPG stream. Picking back up with Leah. I am just looking at, trying to get some things cleared up and we'll get on the way. If there's anything, how is your guys' week going? Mine is, been alright. Could be better, could be worse. Been okay though. See, we don't need this anymore, or this. Let's get that out of the way. Alright. Pull this up. Here we go. And here, just pulling up our recap notes from last time. So, last time, what we did is we kind of went on a mission based off of a little bit of information that Naida had given us about a potential location for Rimefire, a potential location that we can use for Rimefire to sort of like make his nest, basically. Kind of a safe place for him to figure out how to be a dragon. You know, grow up a little bit. So we're seeking that new layer for Rimefire. And what we came across is potentially a chalk pit, or a ruin of a chalk pit that was under construction, that is also potentially occupied by a green fairy dragon, supported by a brass dragon wormling, or maybe multiple ones, and some Varguil are down there, which is sort of the haunted aspect we had of it, I guess. Right, we had that sort of monstrosity. So we took a rest after we found it, and then I can go ahead and show you guys the map where we're at, just so it's clear for everybody. We'll go ahead and do that. There we go. So we're in this section down here. Down here, I had deleted the text, but I went ahead and added it back in, just so we saw. Well, I guess what I could do is I could actually put that down here. I can put that down here in the secret notes, right? Which is where I had it before. We're good. Alright, so we're down here. We're trying to do this assault. We don't know if this is going to be the right sort of spot for Rimefire, but we have the feeling that maybe, like, it might make sense for him to be here. Since it seems like there are already sort of multiple dragons that are here. One of the things that is sort of concerning about making this assault, even though we're all rested up, is that we don't have Ott with us. Ott chose sort of to not go on this adventure with us. And because of that, means that we like Delg and Omer, but they are not particularly combat-oriented. And actually, we didn't check to see if Iolus was with us. Oh, we'll just go ahead and do that. Let's let that be the first, I guess, roll for the evening. To do real quick. 8. So no, not with us. All right. Good enough. I didn't really expect that to be a yes, so seems right to me. Now I did. Let's see. Is there any other sort of housekeeping stuff that we need to do? Oh, actually yes. And I put it back over here. So I actually retooled things a little bit today on our. I've been sort of tooling around with the GM Oracle, trying to make some changes to it. Some changes that I've made in the past, just sort of break them down. Of course, in doing so, it's sort of gone from a one-page front and back document to now a two-page front and back document. Mainly just to add some extra stuff to kind of help me run. So we've gone over most of this stuff before. On the front, there's sort of the 1d20 Oracle, the edges and hindrances. But one of the things that is new is we have a 1d20 plot twists and reveals. For when we get stuck, mainly that's what I did, is I came up with some sort of supplementary things that would sort of help me kind of figure out things when I kind of get stuck a little bit. Which is really important with sort of a solo game to kind of like keep things moving. Other things I added, the simple Quest-O-Matic. which basically makes use of the actions and the subject and objects that we had previously for sort of our interrupt scenes, and these just sort of build those out. So basically it helps us. It's a couple of roll tables that help us sort of put all those pieces together to sort of make a simple quest by adding a timer, some sort of time element, and adding some sort of patron reward for everything. And then on the back, one of the things that I added was a 1d66 descriptor sort of table to kind of help me describe things, sort of like adjectives kind of stuff. Just really simple. Nothing too fancy. But I wanted to see how it works, so I've updated that. If that's something you guys are interested in, you kind of want to see that, and of course, you know, make that available for you guys if you're interested in that. Just let me know. Let's see. So we've got that. We've got everything else pulled up, I think. So I think we are good to get started. Kind of did the recap. There's not much to the recap because we kind of only did the one thing. So session goals. I'm just gonna put it in here. Gave us vague directions. So yeah, I mean we're still doing that. We're still searching a safe layer for Rimefire. We need to travel back to Cartoonton. We need to determine what to do with some NPCs. Rimefire, which is what we're doing right now. Before we kind of move on, we've kind of grabbed ourselves a little cast of NPCs, but none of them are particularly... Didn't really make sense for a lot of them to be traveling with us for the most part right now. And then Ott is off doing her own thing. The one person we really actually kind of need by our side that kind of balances us out as a wizard by giving us sort of that martial counterbalance. And we need to find any leads on the Mint and the Slaver's Affliction. Slaver's Affliction Infection plot. And try and find Norcruth. And give him that missive that we have, that we've decoded. Or no, we just found, right? We didn't actually decode it. Yeah, I think otherwise we're good to go. So one of the things I did do is I did actually go and find us a map of some type. So that's this one right here. Let me go ahead and show you. This is from Tom Kartos. I believe is how you say the name. You can check it out, tomkartos.com. This is the Nephrite mines. He's got a number of different sort of options here, so if you want nighttime options, etc., etc. Lots of cool things down in here, cool variations for whatever type of game you're running or whatever that need is when you need these. Now, I ended up going with a mine because... I believe this is the one I hit. Nope, that's not the one I hit up. Nope, that was it, wasn't it? Is it this one? I think it was this one. Yeah. No, that's not the one I had up, but it's close enough. So it doesn't really matter. Like I said, there's variations on all these. What was that? Because I know I picked one that barely had any tracks on it to kind of represent that this is not a finished construction. This one. Yeah, we'll use this one. I'm not sure this is the right one, but that's the one we're going to use. We'll go from there. So yeah, I mean, because I looked at some ones for just sort of a pit, because chalk pits are usually sort of like an open pit quarry kind of mining situation rather than an underground one. But that didn't really make too much sense first for a layer, but also finding maps or something like that was actually relatively difficult. So instead I just found one that was much easier. I didn't really want to go to the mine. I was really trying to stay away from just generic mine, but that ends up being the best of it is. At least I got something that kind of looks like it could be chalk over here. That's fun. But we are on the outside, so we've taken our rest. We've stayed overnight. We're ready to go. We're ready to go in But I am going to keep sort of the chalk pit theme, which is that sort of like there's an open placer mine, and then I think there, once you get down towards the bottom of it, there is sort of a opening into a natural cavern that they've been sort of pulling out of. A vast sort of chalk deposit. So the idea is that there are still people on the outside before we even get into the dungeon. So yeah, I think at this point, the first thing that we do is everybody's packed up in the morning, everybody's ready to go, everybody's kitted up, and then sort of move their way back in from camp where they've had camp, and sort of, you know, army crawl up to the edge of the pit to sort of take a look down into it. So let's get some stealth checks, I guess. Just sort of a group stealth check. Okay. There we go. Accidentally closed that on myself. Didn't I just roll an 8? I'm gonna roll a different note. So it's weird sometimes. Oh, well, that's certainly better. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'll roll the die once in the Google Dice Roller, and then I'll close the window, and if I come back to the window later, like in the same sort of session, it'll roll the same number again. More than seems random, I should say. 20, okay, so particularly good. Alright, do we see anything once we get up there? Do we see any enemies, stuff like that? That's pretty good. I mean, her perception sucks. I mean, she does have advantage, though. The newer do better. She has a -1, so I bet she has a +1. So, it's a 19. We'll check that DC, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna hit. Okay. Yeah. No problem. Alright, so, definitely. So, I guess, really the question is, are there any creatures on the outside? I think that's probably... well, I'm gonna say likely. Because of our Arguil, only come out at night, but the others don't. So I think that's still just a little unlikely, though. So no, we don't see anybody. So everything seems pretty undisturbed on the outside. I don't see anybody sort of running around. We don't really hear anything. I guess we can... Do we see, like, a sort of super easy path, like a workman ladders or stuff like that? No, absolutely not. In fact, this place has been so ruined, so naturally ruined from the original sort of roadway they kind of built down. Well, you know, we should use the hindrance if I have the hindrance, right? Alright, so it's no. Let's see what the actual hindrance is. Some sort of personal revelation. It's sort of a hindrance in this situation. I don't know what that would be. Just from, I mean, it could be... My initial idea was to be, like, sort of it's a fear of heights, but considering that we already had Leah crawling across the outside of the building and jumping from, like, a third story balcony to a second story balcony, I don't think she's afraid of heights. I mean, more than, you know, normal people. Not the phobia-style fear of heights. Debilitating fear. So instead, I'm just going to give us the disadvantage on our next Oracle roll. So we'll roll twice and we'll take the lowest one. I need to get a token or something that kind of should... Well, here, I can use this. At least for right now. Gives us the sort of an idea that's like, hey, there's a... I need to roll twice on this and take either the higher or lower. Alright. But I do think that because we rolled that one, I do think that the path is washed out. Like, nobody's been using this path, so I think it's going to be... We're going to actually have to, like... It's going to be very difficult to... I think we can walk down it. Alright, I think it's going to be slippery, but I think there's going to be, like, a bunch of scree and stuff like that. A bunch of small rocks and things and pebbles underneath the foot on a grade that makes it really difficult to walk down and keep your footing. But more importantly, I think that it makes it very difficult to be stealthy while we do that. So I think there's a higher likelihood that we're going to get caught if we go down there. Do we have any other way to get around that? Rimefire could fly each one of us down one by one, but I feel like Dragon's Wings are going to make even more of more noise or whatever you want to call it than us just trying to go down, you know, kicking scree around will. Alright, so I guess let's I'm gonna make that disadvantage, so let's make this, I guess it's a stealth roll. Well, didn't really need that disadvantage, but that one is definitely really bad. So yeah, I think somebody slips in, maybe pitches over the side. Well, there's 3 of us. I'm not going to include Rimefire in that. Rimefire would never fall off the side, even if it did. He would just fly. So there's 3 of us, so... Who? Spill. Oh, it's Leah. Leah takes the spill. Makes sense. She slides and she falls over the other side. And, alright, let's give her... would she be able... Yeah, I'll give her a dex save to try to hold on. So, stealth's obviously gone, but to try to hold on, yeah. Nope, alright. Just take your fall damage. 2 points. Alright, could be worse. Could be worse. Alright, we got another... Alright, I think we gotta roll a d12 to see if somebody shows up. Alright, nobody's shown up yet. Now, the question is it take just 1 to get down there? Because I don't think necessarily it does. I think it's maybe going to take multiple checks to get down there. So, I think at this point we're just making acrobatics checks, really. Okay, that's gonna pass. Obviously, with that natural 20. In fact, I'm going to count that as 2. So 2 successes. We'll have 1 failure, so 1 more. Well, does anybody come out? Probably not. Nope. Somebody shows up. Alright, so somebody does show up. Is that going to be... Well, technically that should be a... Sorry, forgot to get my DM binder out. There we go. Up to the top. There we go. So we do know that this is sort of in a plains area. Go with that. That won't be really bad. Oh, some sort of local fauna. So what might be kind of out here kicking around? Yeah, let's see. So we're gonna find something up here. We're going to let's use some filters. Let's take we're technically in the grassland. We'll do that. We have 3 characters of 3rd level. So I think that is, we're really pushing the envelope of what we're calling characters. At this point, because these guys are not particularly combat efficient. No, I should have changed the filter. I want some beasts, I think. Ooh, I like giant lizard. Let's go with giant lizard. Yeah, I don't think there are going to be any ponies there. Alright, so we'll roll, it's going to be 1d10 giant lizard that we didn't see earlier. But we're not going to use the 10 if we come across it. Alright, 5. Alright, so 5 giant lizards. Giant lizards, I believe, are in the monster manual. Right? If we can find them real quick, because I think they are under... sort of others. There we go. Oh, split stat block, you hate that. It's not good where it starts at the bottom of one column and continues on the next one. Pain in the butt. Yeah, I'll give them spider climb. That makes sense. And we have 5 of them. And they have how many hit points? 19. Alright, well, it looks like we're gonna get into, well, probably going to get into combat. Let me put it that way. That's right, they go on 11, and they have 19 hit points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. No problem. Alright, how far away are these guys, do we think? Let's do, like, maybe... Let's do 2d6 times 5. That'll be how many feet? Alright. So 45 feet away. So they've kind of come out of a nook, a crevasse somewhere, sort of in there that's broken into that pit. Maybe as a side tunnel people were working on it. There's some sort of cleft or split or something. They're coming out in there, using their spider climb to sort of, like, easily come up the scree, come at us. There's quite a few of them. I guess let's do an insight. Probably better in animal handling. See if we can tell whether they are hostile or not. Well, that's really good. Can't roll any higher than that. I mean, I will double check, but I don't think we're gonna fail that. We do not. All right. So yeah. So are they hostile? I think that's probably likely. So +3. Yeah, they're definitely hostile. Oh wait. We did an oracle roll, didn't we? So we need to actually take the lowest. So yeah, I think these guys are gonna definitely be hostile. Yeah, let's get some initiative. All right, those aren't great initiatives. Omer, Delg, and then Leah. Here, we're not doing well. We're just gonna leave Rimefire out of this for right now, because I think if he gets involved, if Rimefire gets involved, there's no way that we can keep it secret. Okay. Perfect. So we're up. Omer sees these things come out. He starts freaking out. He's probably going to use his sling. That's usually his go-to. Whichever one seems in the lead, I guess. So he'll take a sling before they get there. That'll definitely hit. It goes D4. Oh, and no bonus. So 1 point damage, right? We really need some... We might have to go back to town and hire ourselves a mercenary. Because, my friends, Leah's friends, are really good at puzzles and other stuff, but man, we really need somebody that's got a little bit of a oomph in combat. And Ott walked in and then immediately turned around, grabbed the hat and walked back out. Right, the old Simpsons meme. Alright. Well, that's all he can do. Giant lizards. How far can these guys get? Can they actually get to us? That's really the question. Alright, they cannot. So they're gonna have to spend a dash action to get all the way there. To everybody. Which I think they'll be able to get to. Without any problems. So there's 5 of us. So who's not gonna get the who's not gonna get the extra person? Okay. So here we go. We've got 1 on Omer. We've got. So I'll just do it this way. 1 on Omer, 2 on Delg, and 2 on Leah. But that's as far as they could get. Perfect. Delg, what are you gonna do? Probably not a lot. It's right up on him. He's got the spear. He's going to use it two-handed. Get that bonus to the damage. Versatile. Definitely going to hit. 4 points of damage. Same one? Question mark? No, alright. Alright, so then Nelg's going to take 4 off of this one. We'll just actually just move these guys down here. 15. And then I assume that the one Omer hit went after him. And then he's going to have a 19 against him. And she's going to have 2 19s against her. Great. What a great way. Start off with the combat before we even get into the dungeon. Not doing great, guys. It's not a great start. It's not fortuitous in any way. Okay, but that does leave us to Leah. And I think we may have to make use of Igni here. Because these guys have some HP. Alright, Leah. Got 2 on you. Might even be able to get a 3rd if you're able to grab something. Right, we got that new spell. We got magic weapon specifically for Ott, and then we didn't have Ott. It'll be more useful to us later, though. I don't think we should use it now. I don't think anything's going to be better than... You know, there is a bunch of loose scree around. I wonder if I can do... It's worth it to do sort of like mold earth and try to, like, trip them? Like ball bearing style? Like try to pull a bunch of scree out from under their feet? I do have spider climb, though. They're pretty adept at it. Ah, man. I think we just have to stab them. I think, honestly, that's our best chance. Here's a question. Can she reach one of the ones that's on Omer or Delg without provoking? Yes. Alright. Which one? Low or high? No. Okay, so she can reach the one that's on Omer. So she'll try to, you know, focus fire and stab at that one. That's not a very good hit. I don't think 11 hits these guys. I think they have an AC of like 12. They do have an AC of 12. Well, there's that. I don't think she really has any sort of bonus action she can do, right? Nope, not really. Alright, I was looking at the horn. Maybe she could use the horn silent alarm for... I think if things get bad, we'll see Rimefire jump in, but... Things seem okay right now. They actually haven't done... The bad guys, the lizards, haven't done anything yet except run up and, you know, be at them menacingly. I am going to give Igni a turn. And I am going to let Igni get off a smoke with his fire breath, I think. How many of these guys can we hit in our fire breath? I assume we could hit at least 2. Can we hit... We did say the one that's Omer was also next to Leah. So, can we hit that one with the breath weapon? Yes. Okay. Perfect. So, let's get some saves. Well, 2 bad saves, so one does succeed for sure. I think this guy does... Let's see, so Igni kind of hops up on his shoulder and their chest builds up, opens up, and then that gout of flame comes out. Hits them. And... Let's see, which one of these is going to be an injury? Well, it was the last one I rolled, so the last one. And these guys will take... where is it? 2d6 fire. Skills with PCs, cantrips. Gotcha. Reading my own notes. Alright, so 2d6. 7. I mean, alright. So 7 points of fire, half on a save, right? Yep. These guys are going down to 12. This guy's going down to 11. This guy's going to take 3 damage, so he's going down to 16. That is the end of Igni's turn. We're going to jump back over to Omer, back at the top. Alright, Omer's got this thing on top of him, so he's going to drop his sling and pull out his spear and try to make a stab. He does technically have somebody with flanking. Doesn't matter. And so he will take the 18. Do 5 points of damage. Respectable. Respectable. Not bad. And that puts us at 06. Does he have... He can... He could help, I guess. I mean, he's kind of already in flanking. So, yeah, that's all he's going to do. He could disengage, but I don't think that he would... He'd be able to get up to him anyways, so I don't think that that's super wise. I think that's going to make a lot of difference. Alright, we've got Delg. Erase these, actually. Sorry, giant lizards. Giant lizards are going. The first attack is going to be on Omer. That's going to be a miss. And we've got 2 on Delg. Pretty sure that one hits. Let me double check his AC though. Yeah. Alright, how much do these guys do? Because this could be bad. Alright, 1d8 plus 2. Alright, bites Delg for minimum damage. Could have been way worse. Could have been way worse. Then we've got 2 on Leah. Both which will hit. 8, 19, 11, 12. She takes 12 points of damage. That's not great. Dang it. Already back down. Getting our butts kicked because we don't have anybody that can actually protect us in melee. It's been a problem ever since Ott kind of walked out of the story, and it's going to continue. I mean, it's been a problem when Ott's been in the story. Honestly, that last dungeon they did, the Ruined Keep, or Ruined Tower, she got her butt kicked up and down it. So we really need to find ourselves a strong sidekick with aligned on our goals somewhere. All right, well that's them. Things are already in a very bad situation. It is Delg's turn. Delg could try, because she's not going to make it through another round. Delg could try to heal her. Let's see, can he get to her? No. Alright, so he can't get to her without provoking right now. So instead he's gonna make an attack. Against, let's see, who's he gonna attack? I guess he'll try to attack the one on Omer. Can he reach the one on Omer? Yes, alright. He'll attack that one then. Ugh, and miss. Perfect, perfect. Not really great things happening. And we're kind of in the opening, so there's no really like tactical benefit to sort of disengaging and moving around. And there's no real need to help. Oh! You know what? He should have rolled with advantage. We said that he could attack that one. Alright, never mind. Things are okay. We'll get that damage in. Yes! Delg sort of picks it up with that max damage. You'd love to see it. And kills the one that's on Omer. Perfect. One down. We love it. Love it. Alright. Don't have anything else to do. Can he... Well, I guess it won't really matter. Well, yeah. No. Never mind. I'm talking myself out of it. Yeah, Delg's gonna be fine. We're gonna move on to Leah. Leah's still got ones on her. She'll still try to spear. Will she have advantage on this one? No. Alright, she'll make an attack with her spear. She'll hit with her spear. Or staff, technically, right? 7 points of damage. Very respectable. For a wizard in melee, man, that's pretty good. Sorry. 5. I can math. Does Iggy recharge? Probably not. No. So he'll make a rake attack. He also does not have advantage on that one. And fail terribly. Poof into flame in embarrassment. Alright, back up to the top. We have Omer. Omer's freed right now of being in combat. So he's gonna take a few steps away because he doesn't have to disengage now. And is going to turn around and he's gonna try to... No, Omer's alright on health, right? Omer's doing okay. Yeah, Omer's fine on health. He is going to position around and try to get a flank on that one that's really hurt that's on Leah. See if he can take it out with a spear. That'll do it. Let's get the damage. Come on. Max damage. Didn't even need that much, but we got it. As he runs one of these things through in the back, and he's like, "Argh." Sort of rolls around and kind of gives death throws. Alright, we feel that... Feel the battle sort of changing, right? We feel that tide turning. Which is good. We need that. We desperately need that. We really need it. Does Omer have anything else to do? He will help. He will help use his help action for Leah to attack the other one that's on her. Giant lizards go. We have 2 against Delg. Well, let's see. Is one going to break off to go after Omer? I don't think that's likely. No. Alright. We've got 2 against Delg. Well, both of those will hit and one of them's a crit. That's not great. That's 3d8 plus 4. Wow. Wow. What a roll. Holy crap. I thought we were going to be getting off a lot worse than that. Alright, with 10 points. I'll take 10 points on a crit. A crit plus another hit. Wow. Really skated out of that one. And then we have one that's on Leah. Which will also hit Leah. Oh, come on, Leah. Oh, good. She made it through. She's going to make it at least one more round. 4. Alright. Now, Delg's hurt. Leah's also hurt. Now that things have sort of shifted around, can he reach Leah now for a heal? Yes. Alright, he's going to do that. And he's going to use his medicine kit, or his healer's kit, sorry. Yeah, 1d6 plus 7. Really didn't want to use it this early, but... Alright, so she's going to get 12 hit points back. We're back at 16. I'll just put a little asterisk there so I know. Not ideal. It's not ideal. It's not really what we wanted. We're not even in the dungeon yet. We're still trying to fight to get down to the entrance of the dungeon. But we have put these guys in a sticky situation. And that does take its action. And she's already got the help for the other one, so nothing to do there. Alright, it's on to Leah's turn. Leah is still up in front with this thing. She has advantage, so she's going to try to stab it with her spear. Yeah, absolutely. Plus 2, 6 points. She gives this one a good stab. Alright, let's see if Igni recharges it. Unfortunately, it's not a particularly interesting combat. Just kind of grinding it out, unfortunately. He does not. So he'll make a little attack. He'll crit! Oh, with good damage. 7 plus... plus 3. Okay, so 10 points of fire / slashing damage. Which I think just straight up murks this thing. So I think, you know, Leah's fighting with it. She's like keeping it back with the spear. She's stabbing at it and stabbing at it and stabbing at it. And then Igni, after his last embarrassment, goes from rolling a 1 to rolling a 20. It just jumps off and just like... I like the idea that he jumps into this giant lizard's mouth and then just sort of like fire bombs the side of it. And there's just like fire coming out, like licking out under the eyeballs through the tear ducts and stuff. And head sort of boils from the inside as he takes it out. Alright, that puts us in a much better position than we were. Now we can start getting to sort of morale for these guys. Back up to the top. Yeah, everybody's starting to dogpile. Omer's going to run around and try to get flanking with Delg on that one that he's got. And they're just doing the work with the spears. They're just getting it done. D8. 3. Not great. Not bad, but not great. Alright, it is Giant Lizard's turn. I'm going to go ahead and move this one. Since Omer just attacked it, I'm going to move this hurt one technically over to Omer. Because that's who it's going to probably focus on. Alright, so we have a Giant Lizard that's going after Omer. Oh, sorry. That was going to miss anyways. But we do also need to make a morale check for these guys. Three's going to be a success because we're trying to roll under their charisma, which is probably, their charisma is probably a 4, right? A 5, actually. So we need to roll a 5 or less, basically. And for the other one. Oh, no, so the other one's going to try to take off. This one up here, the one that hasn't actually been damaged yet, is going to try to take off. Which is going to provoke from Delg. Let's ask, will that provoke from Leah and Igni? No. Alright. So Delg will make a final stab attack at it. Crit it. Alright. Big crits. Big crits. Not very good damage this time. 4 points damage. We don't... I mean, I guess I'll record it. In case we want to take some parting shots at it. That one runs off. The other one missed Omer. It is Delg's turn. Well, one is actively engaged, so Delg's gonna whip around and try to get in flanking with that one and try to go after it. And hit. Nice. And roll minimum damage. Okay. Alright, that leaves us to Leah. Right, we're gonna deal with the ones that we're engaged with now, and maybe if we have any time left over, we'll take care of those. Other ones, maybe not. We'll just let it run away, honestly. Because it boogied all the way out at 30, it probably ran because it didn't disengage because we got the opportunity attack, so it moved to full 60. It's going to be out of range of most things other than Leah's spells. And speaking of spells, she is going to do her classic firebolt right here. Because now she doesn't have something on her. Yeah, there we go. 5 points damage. She zaps it with fire. Does Igni recharge? No. Igni's gonna stay back. He did what he was trying to do. It's back at the top. That's Omer. Omer's got this one on top of him. He's got advantage because Delg's flanking with him. And that's gonna be enough. Hopefully this is gonna be enough to knock it all the way out. 5. That's exactly what we need, right? Oh no. It has one more hit point. Alright, giant lizard time. Well, there's only one that's still technically in the fight. And it's going to stay in the fight. And it'll go after, I guess, Omer. And actually miss, I think. No, that's 11, which I think is what his AC is. Yeah. Nope, does hit. Alright. I got it. Ugh. For a whopping 10 points of damage. Just absolutely murks Omer. Great. Alright, it's this last lizard's ride or die, I guess. This one's kind of screwing off. I don't think we're gonna keep chase that. We're kind of beat up, so I don't think we're gonna chase that one down. Delg's in there. He's got the spear. They're doing the thing. I don't think that's enough. That's not going to be enough. And he's going to miss. I mean, I guess he'll use the help action for Leah, so Leah can get advantage, which I guess she'll do now. Do the firebolt again. Firebolt will hit. Come on. I guess that's really bad. They have 1 hit point, right? And zaps that last one. Gets taken care of. Great. I think Delg's going to have a sit down with Omer, and let's go ahead, and he's going to go ahead and bandage those wounds. Let's go ahead and do that. D6 plus 7. Oh, for a total of 8. That's not great, guys. I mean, it still gets you back almost to full, but it's still not great. And then we'll go ahead and put this little star up there. That definitely takes a chunk out of our healing abilities, though. Oof. And I'm going to call that the end of the encounter, so we need to roll for his healer's kit, because he definitely used it. Right, his healer kit's okay. It's not running out of supplies yet. And I think while they're doing that, I think Leah's going to try to check out that crevasse in the bodies to see if there's any, the bodies probably don't have anything, but maybe there's something in their nest. Is there anything, any treasure or anything of note? Yes, but interrupted scene. I did the wrong thing. Alright, interrupted scene. Alright, we need some D20 rolls. 17. The wrong thing. Oh, some sort of new NPC. Interesting. Gain faith, morale, or trust. I think we maybe just had an impromptu rescue. Yeah, because I think that makes more sense than doing the other one. Yeah, than doing that last one. Alright, yeah, so we got an impromptu... She reaches down in there and she finds that there's somebody maybe injured, right? Alright, this is primarily a new NPC, so it's an NPC we don't know. So what I want to do is I want to do my 1D 100 NPC table and try to figure out who this is. Well, before I do that, I want to ask a question to see if it's... Because we were complaining about, you know, not having somebody who could fight with us. Is this somebody that could fight with us? That would be extremely helpful for us to pick up right before running into a dungeon. Is this somebody, like, sidekick worthy? Somebody who can get into a scrape with us? No, not really. Nope. Alright, so who is this person? 51. Oh no. A barber, folk healer, or physician. I think it's either a folk healer or physician. I don't want to use barber because we already have technically a barber in the party. This is Delk. What way to do that? Okay, so we have a folk healer that's in there. So we've discovered somebody in there. What do we know about this NPC? Little D10. Alright, so it's sort of a scraggly little guy named Bassam. And I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and add him in here. I don't think that's gonna be particularly full. Let's go here. So we went to go to send the chalk pit. Bassam, a folk healer in their, I guess in their nest, right? Okay, here's, I guess what the question is it a nest or did they just sort of corner him in there? I think it's more likely they cornered him in there, so +3. Yeah, okay, in a rock crevice. Alright, yeah, I think Lyra reaches out and was like, hey, are you okay? Yeah, we've scared off the giant lizards here. Let me help you out. Sort of help him out. He's a human, he's kind of short and wiry. Kind of dusting himself off. I assume he's maybe bloodied. Is this guy injured? No. Okay. So there's blood on him, but it's clear, you know, after a moment, sort of like looking at him, that he has sort of like a, let's say, a bloody dagger in his hand, where he'd been trying to stab at these things from out of the crevice, and so the blood that's on him is not his own. What are you doing out here? I assume that he's out here. He was collecting sort of healing supplies. So +3 to that? Yeah, okay. He's out there doing that. Like, oh, well, great. We're about to go clear out this place. You know, this is a really dangerous place from what we know about it. There's a lot of dangerous things here. Do you want to come with us and, you know, take part? And, you know, you can stay in the back, but if you're also gifted in the healer arts, then that would be sort of a boon to us. Does he? Well, let's make a charisma check. I think we get advantage on this for sure, because we just kind of saved this guy's life. Not triple advantage, but I mean it's not a great roll. It's a total of a 12. I mean, maybe. That's a DC 11. We actually ended up beating it with that 12. So he's kind of like, I don't really want to do that, but I guess if you're gonna be here, if you're not gonna leave first, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll hang around. It's probably safer to hang around with you than try to make make my way back now. So Basam has joined the party. And basically for Basam right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically... He will play Reed as Delg for this. Because he's also a healer. So I think it makes sense that he is basically... The only thing that's different about him is he's not going to have all the fun dwarf stuff. But he should otherwise be relatively the same. Or at least similar enough that it won't matter too much. Cool. So we have picked up a new person. We just need to finish heading down there. I think at this point we had the encounter, which is what we were kind of waiting to see if it would happen, so we don't have any other issues. Did anybody come running? Because we made a bit of a kerfluffle. Nope. Alright, cool. So, nobody's coming. We're down. I think at this point we have reached the entrance of the mine. And I think that is where I'm going to take a short break. Short little bio break. Then we'll get started. We'll jump into the mine and see what we can have, because we've got dragons and Varguil and all sorts of nasty stuff that can be waiting for us down there that we might disturb. But let me go take that break. I'll be back in just a minute, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright? Bye. Alright. Back to it. Let's see, other things I wanted to talk about. We jump right back in. Oh, I finished writing a blog. Just gotta do the editing on it, and then I will get that up on the website, so redragonfiend.com if you're interested in the blog stuff. If you've watched some of the other streams where we were doing sort of that region mapping, filling things in, I'm going to talk about that. So if you're interested in that, more sort of detail about that process and what kind of goes into it, you know, be on the lookout for that, because it should be coming out in the not too distant future. Other things going on, obviously I did that big mapping session, so if you missed the stream that we did last week, you can go check it out on the YouTube channel. I think the video is like 6 hours long, so, you know, if you're cleaning the house or, you know, working at work, you know, toss it on in the background, you can check it out. It's a fun stream. We do that. There's a lot of chat and banter that kind of goes on into that one, and we go over some Dungeon Master advice and questions and things like that to sort of liven up just me rolling dice and filling in little hexes. So it's fun to watch. So go check it out if you haven't checked it out. It's over on the YouTube, which is youtube.com, and that's at redragonfiend. Everything's at redragonfiend, so go check that out. And I've got another video that I've sort of I've done the shooting for. I need to do the editing bit for it now, and so hopefully I'll stay motivated. Maybe get that up this weekend. No promises, but that's what I'll try to do. Let's see, before we jump back in... Oh, I was just thinking as I was making the coffee. What we need to do is that we checked to see if there was treasure, right? And we got no. No, we got a no, right? We rolled a 10. Wasn't interrupt. Right? That's how we ended up with the song? No, I didn't even get that far, right? We checked before I made the roll. Alright, well, I'm just gonna make another roll because I don't remember. Was there actually any treasure in there? No. Okay. Sorry. I didn't want to ask if there was any treasure in there. I know there's not any treasure in there. I wanted to ask if Basam was going to give us a reward of any sort. If he had anything on him to give us a reward for. Which, you know, I already rolled the 7. We'll just use the 7. No, he doesn't really have anything. Thanks for saving my life, I guess. Cool. No big deal. Whatever. Ooh, should Delg heal himself? He only has 10 hit points. Yes. Delg is going to heal himself, and I'll tell you why. 13, alright. That puts him back at health, at the top of his health. Sure, we'll roll the d6. Okay, we're fine. Because what he's going to do is, once he finds out that Basam is equally skilled in healing is that he's actually going to hand the healer kit off to him. And so he can actually focus on doing that. So I'm going to change these to being... I'm just going to put here that... So the asterisk. D. To show that they've all been held... All been healed by Delg. Because you can only do this... you can only get that rest. You can only get the healing from one person once per rest. But another person can use that same ability on you. Or at least, if I remember the interpretation of that, that's how it's supposed to be. So we're going to give Delg's healer kit to Bassam, and then we are going to continue on. Alright, let's scope this out. Let's do a little perception check here at the beginning of the mine entrance. Do we hear, smell, see anything? Give us advantage, we got a bunch of people around. I'm going to use Leah's. You know, not the most perceptive person in the world. 12. Could be. Yep, that's 11. Alright, so we do know. So do we hear, smell anything? Yep, absolutely. Alright, I'm assuming that it's probably a relatively foul smell. Or maybe we hear something. I think it probably makes more sense that we hear something. What are we hearing? Say, is this a dragon sound we're hearing? Yes. Okay, so we hear some dragon-esque. We've been with Rimefire for a little bit, right? We know what a dragon of that size kind of sounds like as they move around, the way they breathe, etc. The way their bodies are, and the noises they make. It sounds like. Let's look at our map here. And actually, I need to remove yeah. So everyone, or let's say, bandages everyone up. Delg bandaged everyone up. Hands the healer kit over to Bassam. So that way they can focus more on the combat aspect. And then they're going to enter and hear the signs of they're brass dragons, right? Alright, so assuming we're coming in towards... I assume that we're coming in this area, down here. So we can see sort of... On the right, there's some sort of staging area, kind of room that's been sort of set up, and what's sort of been set up is not functional. That rail isn't functional yet, but we can kind of see the setup. But everything's disappears into gloom very quickly, because we don't really have a light source. Well, I guess I should ask that. Is there like some sort of light source in there? Because we have a fairy dragon in here, so it's possible that we have some sort of light source in here, but unlikely. No. So it is. It's pitch dark in here. All right. Can we? So we've heard this. Can we discern like sort of what direction that sound's coming from? Yes. Yes, we can. What sort of edge do we get for that? We'll see if we get an edge out of that. 2. Some sort of new plot thread that's in our favor. Something that's going to be in our favor in here. I like the idea that this is sort of what Bassam was down here for. Maybe some sort of... Is Bassam down here for some sort of healing herb or something? Question mark? No. Alright. Some sort of magical item that heals, maybe. Yes. Alright. So, alright. We're gonna put that down here. Where was it? Recover a magical healing item. I think this is like a permanent item. This isn't like a potion. So this is like a permanent item, like a wand or something. Or maybe an amulet. Something of that nature. So we do know what direction they're coming from, so let's just ask, is it on the left, right, or straight ahead from where we are? I guess we'll just roll 1, 2, 3. 2. Alright, so it's coming up from ahead. So, hold on. Well, I really wish that eraser was a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's fine. So we're not sure where it's from, but we know it's not coming from over there. We know it's not coming from over here. We know it's not coming from over here. Or over here. It seems like it's coming from this area. But it is difficult to tell. I assume that these go... It's a little difficult to tell from this. I think that these walkways are supposed to go over the other ones. So clearly there's sort of like drop-offs here. So I think this one, sort of up here where we've got the circle, I think that's the they're coming from, or at least that's where the sound's coming from. So it could be coming from a drop-off. Maybe it comes down under here. Maybe in that main area over on the right. We don't know. What are we gonna do about light? Basam, you've got a free hand. You wanna be in charge of some light? We've got torches, so we will light up a torch and hand it to Basam, because everybody else is kind of at their wants their hands free to do things. All right, so that's what we have. We're going. So I think we should probably go room by room. I think that's the easiest thing. So let's sneak up and maybe let's figure out what's going on this sort of right side over here. What's going on over there? We're gonna do a little sneaky sneak. We're gonna sneak up to the door. It looks like I can't really tell from the picture whether there's a curtain there or not. I can't tell if that's supposed to be a curtain or not. I don't think so. I think that's just supposed to be chipped boards. The end of the boards that's all ragged. That's what I'm gonna go with. So there's no door there. So let's try to sneak up on that room. All right. Well, we got a whopping. Looking for stealth. A whopping 11. All right. No, we're making plenty of noise. I think those boards creak riding the rails makes. There's still a bunch of scree in here that we're probably kicking around as well. And now we have a lighted torch behind us, casting shadows all over the thing. Let's see. Is there anything in that room that's going to be perceiving us? Sure is, bud. It's not good. And what bad stuff does that mean for us? Oh, an existing faction or NPC enters or exits. Interesting. We'll see if one of these makes sense, because they may not make sense. Alright, so we've got some factions down here. What do we got for our factions? So remember, this is supposed to be bad for us. We've got 8 factions right now. So somebody else is going to show up, too. Oh. So it's either going to be Arias or Olus. Or somebody else. It could be... Oh no, I rolled somebody we already know, right? Yeah. Or it could be just somebody from Riverside Conservatory. Which I think is more likely. I mean, it could be Aeolus, right? We did just kind of leave him behind, so it kind of makes sense that it's him. So let's just ask, is it Aeolus? No. Is it Arias? I think that's extremely unlikely, so -5. No. Alright. So it's somebody... So it's somebody from Riverside Conservatory that we don't know. Oh, is it Arias' secretary? That could be interesting. Yes. So it's Arias' secretary. Okay. And she kind of comes bumbling in. So I think that she comes from behind, right? She's going to come in behind them. Like, she just caught up to them. Oh, interesting. Let's go back up here to the start. Alright, so let's go ahead. Okay, so we... session start. Yeah. Met with... As we explore... Arise's secretary catches up with us. So I think it kind of scares the crap out of us when she shows up, right? Like, whoa, what? It's she's probably not very stealthy. That's when everybody's like, shh, you gotta be quiet. What are you doing? Like, lady, what are you doing here? In there, but we did say something was in that room. Is it Vargwil? I think that's probably extremely likely that's what was in that room. But no. Dragon Wormlings? No. So then is it actually gonna be, are we just gonna jump straight to it being the fairy dragon? Yep. Okay. I think fairy dragons are the most manual, right? There we go, fairy dragon. Which is a CR1. Or CR2, depending on what type they are. I guess we can figure that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course, there's 7. What is this thing? 4. Green. Okay. Well, that's not great because it has suggestion, which is not a great spell that we want to be affected by. So trying to have this conversation with her, and like, what are you doing here? Well, there's the flutter of this tiny dragons that kind of whips out of that room. Ah, I'm trying to rest. What are you doing at my home? Etc. Etc. Everybody flips around. Get out of here! I'm gonna do dragon stuff to you. I'm trying to think of how a fairy dragon would threaten them, but. Have you come to be my pets? Right. Maybe that's better. Oh, because they changed age. Interesting. Green, so it's somewhere between 20 and 30 years old. Interesting. Alright, so this thing's kind of coming at us too, kind of threatening us. Do we want to try to mollify it? I think so. I think this will be a tough fight, and we're not super prepared for it. It's kind of got one on top of us. But man, what are we gonna say to it? It's gotta be. So we're gonna try to mollify it, but it's gotta be through deception. So Leah's got help, but we're gonna let Leah lead. Actually, you know what? We're gonna let Omer lead, because Omer is the one who's tied to the dragons the most. And put up. And he speaks Draconic, which I don't think Leah does she? Oh, yeah, she does. But we are gonna let him lead, because this is sort of his foray. We kind of set that up with Rimefire of him being the expert at this. So, Deception, he gets +2 to that, so it's a 15. Actually, I don't know why I rolled that. I usually just take 10 for these guys. So I said it was 15 with their perception, with their insight. Oh, so it seems to have worked. He's like, okay. So what kind of lie did they tell them? I think he probably appeals to that very dragon vanity. Oh, we've come to bring you gifts once we heard of your arrival in the area. You know, you've taken over this lair once we heard of ruins of it, and that mighty dragons were within. We have brought gifts to you. Oh, gifts. I like gifts. Set them before me. Everyone's gonna look at Omer, and he's gonna be like, well, I don't really have anything. He really does not. He's got the riding kit. That's probably the most expensive thing that he has. So kind of sets that out for you, of course. Of course. To document your great deeds. This pleases me. And what of the rest of you? Basam's probably only got the one thing. I assume he puts the healer's kit there, of course. Herbal remedies to make your skin lustrous and beautiful. Excellent. And you? Del really doesn't have anything. Oh, he's got the barber tools. Oh, I've brought with you this, my fine kit of tools in which to primp and preen you, to sharpen your claws and make your scales glisten. Excellent. And what have you brought me? And this is where I'm going to make Leah make a roll, because I think she's going to try to use the magic teapot. Yeah, I think she's going to try to use the magic teapot. I brought you this wonderful item that always has hot and ready tea. That's not bad. That's a 16, which definitely beats their sort of insight score. So the Dragon's fully on board. He's like, oh, of course, please, come in, come in. This, I think, leads them back into this room. Let me pull this back up. Leads them back into this room that he's kind of set up as sort of, it's like the one actually like walled room in this little complex. So I think that's the one that's he's sort of made into like his own little sort of nest layer of sort of like broken remnant things. Like clearly not a powerful thing. You know, not a powerful creature, but wanting people to sort of like dote on him. This fair dragon. But they seem very much sort of like limited. They've brought it in there, you know, they've got everything set up, and they're like, okay. I think Leah's gonna ask him, you know, do you have teacups or anything, you know, we can kind of have tea and discuss how else we might be able to serve you, and please have my friends to, my compatriots to sort of show off their skills to you. He's been pretty on board, so I think he's going to let that happen. The question is like, what are they going to do with this thing? So they could just try to straight up kill it. I don't think, I get the feeling, let's get the insight check from Leah on Omer. That's very bad. Well, no, not gonna be enough still. That's only a 6 of a DC, but not great. Or sorry, it's 11 of a DC. Did not make it, because I think that Omer would be upset about harming this dragon. But also, I think they're probably gonna have to, especially if they're gonna try to install Rimefire here. I think they start talking about. Did they start talking? I think they start talking about Rimefire. Oh, you know, we've met a dragon before, a young one, clearly not as old or wise as you, though larger in size, and with a bad temperament and things like that. Interesting. Yes, he's in the area. Oh, in the area, you say? Because I think the fairy dragon. Not really interested in that, but also does have maybe some wormlings. We go, yeah, you know, it's a small wormling, you know. No, certainly not up to your power. Yes. Is this fairy dragon interested in bringing in another wormling into its cause? Yes. Okay. So that's gonna be our lead-in. So, interrupt. So we're gonna have Arise's secretaries just kind of in the back here. So that's the thing. So Arise's secretary is with us, and we're not really doing anything with her. She's just kind of faded into the background as sort of a non-combatant. And so we've been deceived with praise and promise to take it to Rimefire. So he can join the former's entourage. Right, so this is a very small creature that likes the vanity of being able to sort of, I think with the suggestion, be able to rule over larger creatures. Like, oh yeah, and I think he's relatively close. Do you want us to... Well, I mean, we could bring him to you, but do you just want to kind of go and get him now? Not waste any time? I don't know. Like, is he willing to sort of go with them? Yes, alright. Yes, of course, I'll go with you. Yeah, I think they pack up and they walk out of the dungeon. Like, oh yeah, he's not very far by. We saw him like a few hours ago, actually. Alright, I'm gonna need another deception check because they're laying it on pretty thick. Natural 20. You know, it's that wizard's first rule thing, right? Truth is what you want it to be. So he wants it to be true, so therefore it is true. You gotta remember that this thing has less hit points than all of them. So yeah, I think they take it back out. So they kind of know the general area Rimefire's in. Can they try to, like... I'm gonna make this like a sleight of hand, and I'll let Leah do it. Try to make sort of a sleight of hand to, like, sort of like flag down Rimefire and, like, point out this fairy dragon. Without getting noticed. Oh no, that's not very good. That's a big ol' 3. You're thinking, what's wrong? What are you doing? Oh, just have to sneeze. Yeah, I'll let her have a deception check. She's not gonna get advantage on it though. I don't know. 15. It's passive insight. Okay. Flips back around, but we aren't gonna get Rimefire. We were not successful at sort of flagging down Rimefire. Nobody has any sort of telepathy or any other way to talk to each other. I'm trying to see if Leah has any way to sort of like... I almost want it to be like non-lethally take this thing down, but I really don't think that she does. Nope, not really. Yeah, I think they get them outside, and I think they just start wailing on this thing. Once they think like they're gonna get the jump on it, I think they all kind of try to match eyes. All right, who's gonna take off? Who's really gonna try to initiate this? I think it's Leah. It's almost got to be Leah. So +5. Is it Leah? Yeah. All right. It's Leah. So Leah's gonna try to make some eyes, right? We'll call this a deception check. The other ones is so see if they can get a surprise on it too. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's a 19. That's definitely passes its insight. But let's give it a DC for this thing. Yeah, that's 12. Excellent. Like, hey, I'm gonna hit this thing. They're right next to it. Does she just... It's so small that, like, it doesn't even make sense to try to, like, stab it. I guess try to use a spell on it and try to get that advantage right off the bat. And I'm just going to try to Firebolt or Frostbite. Frostbite does something else, right? What's Frostbite do? Oh, it has to be a weapon type. Well, it doesn't really have weapons, so it's gonna be Firebolt, which is definitely gonna hit. And do 6 points of damage. Again, this thing only has like 14 10 points. And then everybody else is just gonna kind of pile on top of this thing. Yeah, everybody's gonna have advantage on this thing. I think there's almost no way this thing lives through it. Through its first strike. No, that was gonna kill it just straight up. Yeah. So yeah, Leah like catches eyes with everybody and like hangs back a step, lets it get a step forward, and just kind of like spirit gun firebolts it. And then the other two sort of like take the butt of their spears and just like stab into this thing on the ground and just beat the crap out of it. And that's the end of the combat. Fairy dragons get the drop on them. You know, they don't have they're powerful creatures, but they don't have a lot of hit points. But technically it would have had resistance against her magic. It wouldn't have mattered anyways. She literally only needed to do 1 hit point of damage to it, with the other two doing 13 with mundane. I don't think it's resistant to anything except magic. Alright, well that's the fairy dragon. Now, question. Did we see the item we were looking for in that room? No. Okay, so the item that Basam's looking for, alleged item, is somewhere deeper within the complex. But we've taken care of the fairy dragon, which is sort of like the primary problem we were having. So let's just say we just... What do we do? Basically just, we lured the fairy dragon outside and just jumped it. And just jumped it. Just straight up murked it. Killed that thing. But we do know that the... So, let's see. So, where... let's say cave. We'll just say chalk mine. Split the difference. Alright, and that magic healing item is somewhere deeper in the chalk mine. Okay. Question is, does anything happen? Anything else show up? No. I mean, we're kind of lucking our way through this right now. With some good die rolls at certain places. So I think we're gonna go back in. We know that we heard those wormlings from the end of the hall and or in the lower passage. So we don't really have... So if we go forward, we're going to leave a lot of stuff unexplored to our left and right, which I don't think is what... Leah's a pretty... I'll give her a roll for it, but Leah's a pretty experienced adventurer. I'm going to give her a +5 that they're not going to do that. Yeah, they're not going to do that. They're not going to leave, you know, potentially stuff to run up behind us. So I think if we go back into that room on the right and they look for loot. Let's look for some loot. Do we find any loot? Yes. Okay. Well, we've got quite a few people with us, but who do we want to count? We've got Leah, Del, Omer. Those are really our combatants, so that's who I really want to check in on. So we're gonna find some loot in there. So let's get our loot out, even though it's not the major thing that we're looking for down here. All right. So here's our first one. Okay. Some sort of pocket contents. Alright, jerky. Worth what? Oh, okay. 11 gold's worth of jerky. We're going. Where's our treasure at? Let's go down to treasure. All right. What about for our next one? Eight. Another pocket contents. Some nuts and seeds that are worth. Oop, didn't need that. Wow. Some exotic sort of like macadamia nuts. We'll say exotic assorted nuts, which is actually worth. I rolled a 1, right? Worth 1 platinum or 10 gold. Right? Isn't that what I rolled? 2. All right. Worth 20 gold. Those are expensive nuts. That's a lot of nuts. All right, and we got one more roll. Hopefully, let's get something that's not pocket contents. We got pocket contents again. This fairy dragon was a king of nothing, a king of dirt. That's funny. I really like that. Yep, 1-1. Some piece of clothing. Worth 2 silver. What are we thinking? I'm thinking like maybe socks. Some nice socks. Pair of socks. With about 2 silver. I mean, they're good socks. That's the thing. Expensive socks. So let's say it's a nice pair of socks. Really nice wool socks. I assume that's what the fairy dragon was using for bedding. With their their lovely food around them. That was their treasure. All right, well that's what we found in there. Not exactly exciting. Pretty fairy dragon, a little anticlimactic, but that's kind of what happens with the die rolls sometimes. So yeah, I think we know that Lee and them are smart. I think they're going to take that first passage left, because they don't know that it wraps around. I think they're going to take this first passage left. So let's get some stealth rolls out of them. Pretty stealthy? Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, alright, so they're pretty stealthy. They come there. Do they see anything in sort of this sort of area? Where clearly it goes down and around and sort of dogtails around or dog legs around, and then where it's going to go down and it drops down. You see anything? Probably not. A 9. Actually, we do, or at least we're sure. Do we actually see anything? Yeah. All right. Cool. So we find something in here. I think. What's actually going on in here? 1 and a 5. I'm trying to remember off the dungeon creation. Well, I've got it in front of me. I should just use it. I rolled a 1, which is empty, and a 5, which means there's some sort of creature down here. Alright. But is it a dragon wormling? I think that's highly unlikely. No. Is it the Vargwheel? Is that what's down here? Oh, probably. That's +3. I think that's probably it. Yeah. But we were pretty stealthy, so we were successfully stealth. So, and it's during the daytime, those are nocturnal creatures, so they are in here. They will be sleeping in here. Or at least resting. I'll say that there could be 3 of them in here because we're going to catch them by surprise. Don't make anything that's too difficult, but... Nope, just one. Alright, so there's one that's sort of like a bat upside down, sort of hanging off the ceiling with its wings sort of wrapped around its face, and, you know, the decapitated head, neck portion with its little things hanging onto the ceiling. Protuberances. Alright, so we kind of switch over, like, well, Lee's like, wait, hold on. Once where it's snoozing up there in the dark. But our light apparently has not woken it, which is good. Alright, what do we want to do with this thing? Again, relatively easy. If we can get the drop on it, definitely not a thing you really want to have a lot of around you. They're not good news. They're gonna the kiss is it's not good. We see it. Should we take it out? I think we gotta take it out because we definitely don't want this thing coming up behind me. So yeah, I think everybody's going to try to get their ranged weapons ready. Leah's gonna shoot. And I think I'm just going to have them all roll at the same time because they're going to try to, like, organize this. So, Leah will hit. Delg will hit. Omer will miss. Alright, so a d4, d10. 13, which is exactly the amount of hit points it has. Okay, so they're able to get it, and then I think hits it with the fireball, hits it with the sling, and then another rock goes bouncing off the wall and down over the edge. Everybody kind of looks at Omer, and he's like, sorry. Sorry about that, I'm not really a combatant, if that wasn't clear. So snuck around to the left. Let's see, we snuck around to the left. I'm gonna say looted its throne room. We're gonna put that in heavy parentheticals. Or quotation marks, sorry. We left corridor and look at a big wheel. Alright, so we did just disturb something. Like, we did throw these rocks around, so especially Omer's one that missed. Alright, but it doesn't seem to have aroused anything, which is good. Alright, now we gotta get down, right? When we're looking at this thing, obviously we have to jump down, and we gotta jump down. Sorry, you guys can see what I'm talking about. So we came in here, we're going around here, the park wheel's right there. Now we gotta get down here, I think is where we're gonna go next. Because we don't know where that goes. We don't know that it wraps around, or at least they don't know that it wraps around. They can probably see with their light that it bends around and then it disappears. So they're like, well, let's just keep following this way, I guess. So how deep do we think that is? I assume that it's probably not. I mean, let's do it'll be relatively deep. Let's do a d8 times 5. That'll be how deep those... Alright, so 15 feet. Not bad, but it's enough that we need to worry about potentially taking falling damage. So, we'll bust out the ropes. We've got time, right? We've got time. We'll bust out the ropes and take... somebody will hold them at the top and let everybody sort of scramble down. Give everybody advantage, and we'll just make some rolls real quick. I think the DC for this should be extremely low. I think even this should probably pass. I think at this point, just like rappelling down a rope is like, don't roll a 1. It's not a very far drop. Delg, yeah. And for Omer. So basically don't roll to 1s. Yeah, we did not have great rolls in there, but we're able to get there. Dude, I mean, we're not really keeping... Well, I guess we are keeping track of some. But I'm not going to keep track of the secretary. She is a non-combatant. Sort of, Repels has 1, right? Repel down. Nope, let's go 2. to remember if repel has 1 P or 2 Ps. It in fact has PP. I'm a child. Alright, so we've jumped down there, we're going down there. Do we see anything down here? Perception, that's 15, maybe. Or light. Alright, we're successful, so do we see anything? Nope, absolutely not. This appears to be totally clear. And let's see if that gives us some sort of advantage. A 1. That would be bringing current plot thread to a climax. That doesn't make sense because we just did a room that was that. So in that case, we're just going to give ourselves advantage or disadvantage on our next oracle roll. Whatever's going to be in our benefit. Be advantageous for us. Alright, we'll keep on heading in front. I guess we'll keep stealthing. It doesn't appear like there's anything in here. We know there's not anything at the end of this hall, I don't think. Or I guess as we wrap around, what I should say is that as we sort of wrap around, no, I guess we can do this solvable. Get over to here. I think we'll just sort of like check in at that corner, keep the torch back, and try to peek around and see if we sense anything at the top, because we're gonna have to climb back up again. Do we sense anything up there? I mean, it's possible, but no. We're not sure. Like, I think that there's noise, but it's so echoey at this point. You know, that they're further into sort of the tunnels that it's very difficult to tell the source and distance of when that is, of what that is, and where it is. So somebody's gonna get a boost up. Who are we gonna make go up there? Who's gonna be our sacrificial lamb? My vote's for Del because he has the most hit points. I think Omer, and I think we're going to probably get Bassam in there rather than... Leah's got +1 strength. He's stronger than Omer is. So Leah and Omer sort of like put their backs against the cliff and like do the little cradle with their hands and sort of like get Delg and sort of like lift Delg up so Delg can jump up there. Does Delg see anything? 12. Nah. But is there actually anything in... Well, is there actually anything in this little chamber here? Things have been moving around. 5 and a 2. Which is a creature. But a treasure. There's a treasure in here somewhere. We'll remind us to look for that. Alright, is this a Vargwheel? Maybe. Yep, alright. Another Vargwheel encounter. How many of these guys are there? 3. We definitely did not get the drop on these guys. Do we just go straight into initiative? I guess, let's... What are these guys doing? Let me ask that question first. Let's, I got talking, but I'm not sure these guys actually talk. Yeah, they can't speak, so they're chittering, making chittering sounds, I guess. That's what they look like, by the way. In case you were wondering, they look like severed heads with bat wings for ears. There's 3 of these guys up here. It's not a good position to be in. They've got 13 hit points. But this is, we're gonna go straight into it. Side and ran into. They've got a 12. $13 hit points apiece. Yep. Alright, well, let's, get some... Alright, so Leah will go before them. Del will go after. Omer. So we've got Omer, Leah. Alright, so we've got Omer, Leah, Athon, and Dog. As things sort of jump to life already, we said there were 3 of them. Omer, does Omer have sights on these things? I don't think that's likely. No, he doesn't. Alright, so what's he gonna do? He's gonna spend his action to climb up as well. Once he climbs up, he'll be able to see them. But it's gonna take everything he's got to get to the top. With that climb speed. Can he attack from where he is? No, can he melee attack? He can definitely range attack. Oh, he can't melee attack. Alright, he's gonna melee attack. That'll work. Brave Omer goes up there and stabs one for minimum damage. So we'll just go ahead and put that one on him, because that one's probably gonna go after him. Well, Leah. Can Leah see any of these things from where she is? No. So she will also climb up there, and then she's going to turn around and firebolt. I assume the one that's on Omer, the one that she already saw got injured. Oh, but miss. Alright. Ooh. He would have probably used his help action, his bonus action. Could he do that? Well, no, she wouldn't have been next to him. But he could do it for Delg, so he's going to help Delg. We'll have said. Alright, Leah misses, unfortunately. The Bargwheel, I think it makes sense that... Well, we've got 3 people up here, so they're all gonna go on each of them. Let's split it that way, because Sam's down at the bottom. Alright, Omer has to be incapacitated. Alright, so gonna make a bite attack. These guys have nasty poison damage. I forgot about the poison damage. Against Omer. +4. Pretty easy to hit. Definitely hits. So it's 46 +2 damage. Ouch. But we rolled awful. 8 points of damage. Are you kidding me? Wow. Really dodged a bullet there. Because that definitely probably should have killed you. What do we have? 7 left, right? And that puts us back at... Oh, there's one on Leah. Yeah, gonna hit Leah too. For much worse damage, for 15 points of damage. Ouch. Leah, oh gosh, Leah's got 1 hit point left. It's not good. It's not good. We definitely don't want to go down around these things, because they'll try to do their little face sucker thing. And then we're gonna lose people real fast. And 1's on Delg, right? Oh, critical miss. Nice. I'll take that. Alright, Basam. Basam's gotta climb up there. He's gotta get some... He's gotta get a heal on her. And that's what he's gonna do. And for only 9 points, so she gets back to 10 hit points. And she is X'd out, and like, she can't get any more heals. She's got heals from both of them until they rest. She's gonna have to pull out some real spells, it looks like. Get back around. Pull out some of the big guns. It's Basam. After that, Delg? Because Delg somehow rolled the worst initiative, despite being the person who kind of kicked things off. That should be 13, not 31. Well, Delg's definitely going to be able to melee attack one. I think, can he move into flanking with Omer? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. He's going to have advantage on anyways. Because did a help action. And that's going to miss. Oh, not a good time for low rolls, guys. Not a good time for that. Not a good time at all. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, well, it is what it is. we'll just try to survive, I guess. Alright, well, no, that was a lot of help for nobody. Back to the top with Omer. Omer's got the only one that's injured is on him. Can he maneuver himself to flank? Yes, alright, so he's gonna do that with Delg. Nice, nice. Be a lot better if you could roll some damage. Alright, that brings us to Leah. Alright, Leah, it's time to use a real spell. We don't really have a good... Don't really have a good AoE spell. I mean, it makes sense for her character, but man, it really hurts us in combat. So we've got Chromatic Orb, which does good damage, but only attacks one creature. Oh, requires Diamond? I do not remember that. Alright, well, we should probably remove Chromatic Orb from her. I didn't realize they required a diamond. Ice Knife, maybe? Kind of leaves us with Ice Knife. Oh, Ice Knife is good, but we're all clumped in together. It's going to explode all over everybody. Which is not what we want. I guess we got to do some magic missiles, right? Now this thing's kind of hurt. So we'll do 3 magic missiles at the one that's on Omer, and then 1 that's on herself. Because I think we have to call them before we roll them. I think. Well, should I give myself grace and not do that? I'll just roll. No, I should stick to the script. All right, let's do 3 on that one. Yeah, that one's just gonna max damage. Alright. So she pow 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 pow. She's gonna shoot off 4 of these because she's doing 1 at 2nd level. So she can get the extra 1. And then she's got 1 against the one that was on her. 1d4 plus 1. Nice. Max damage. That is a max damage magic missile. I can get any better than that, man. Can't ask for any better than that. Alright. Got the Varg wheel. 1's on Leah. This is bad. Well, hold on. No, it's not a half. Okay. That will miss, though. They have a plus 4. That's 12. That one will miss. And then the one that's on Delg is going to hit. Sorry. Is it? It's D6s. Oop, it's one too many. 15 points of damage to Delg, though. Oof. Which is not good, but he's still up. He's a beefy boy. One saving grace is that he's a healer and he's got some hit points. Even though he's got a terrible AC. We've got to get these guys some armor that they can't wear. Now that you think about it. Well, they get light armor. We gotta get him something better than... Oh wait, he's got leather armor. He doesn't even have padded armor. He has got leather armor. Shouldn't he have... His AC should be higher, right? Oh no, it's the same as mine. Okay, it's the same. Yeah. Never mind. Turn to your regularly scheduled programming. Alright. So they've done their stuff. Okay. Awesome's up there. He can get to... Delg's got one on him. I think he's got to go against the one that's on Delg. Gotta move to Delg and try to heal Delg. I assume he can get to Delg. We'll roll to make sure. Can he get to Delg? I think +3. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. He can get there. 2. I mean, 9 hit points is nice, I guess. We're gonna have to boogie out here and take a rest, though. We can't keep getting hurt like this. And we definitely can't go down around these things. If there's more of these things down in here, we gotta rethink our strategy. Or we gotta bring Rimefire in. Gotta bring in the heavy hitters. Ones that can actually do some damage. And he's a medium creature. He can fit in here without too much problem. But let's see. That puts us at down Delg. All right, Delg. Can you get into flanking, Delg? No. All right. Just gotta make a straight up attack roll. Oh, I miss. It's not helpful. Back up at the top with Omer. Omer is closer to Leah than anybody else. He's already in flanking with her. He is going to get the stabby stabs. 19. Nice. 7. Oh, so close. I guess you couldn't have killed it, but... I wasn't gonna say that Boson was really in. Oh, we did. This is no, they're scaled for 3 players, so I'm not gonna metagame and bring Boson in to fight. So I'll leave it on Leah. All right, Leah, you've got this one in front of you and the one that's on Delg. I think you. I think Leah's going to cast Magic Missile again. At first level this time. But before she chooses her target, I think she's going to ready that action. Once she finds out if... Well, I guess no, it doesn't matter, because she can shoot the one that's in front of her anyways. And minimum damage will kill it. That's fine. So yeah, she is going to let off another Magic Missile. Right, minimum damage goes to the one that was going to die anyways. And then 9 points of damage to the other one. For a pretty devastating hit there. Down to 4. Nice. Now they're going to be in a position where they're going to need to probably run. They're probably going to try to run. We use a first level spell. Okay. Perfect. It's to that thing. That thing needs to make a charisma save, or else it's going to try to boogie out of here. That may actually succeed. No, the charisma's 2. Nice. All right, so it's going to try to boogie out. These creatures are they're pretty dumb. We've got a 4 intelligence. Is this thing going to try to disengage? I think that's extremely unlikely. Right, it does though. It disengages, and let's look at this. What direction is it going to go? So it's up here. Oh, hold on. Oh, I just lost it. No! No! Which way did you go? There we go. So, alright, let me draw this out for you guys. So, it's in this area, alright? This is where we're at. So it could fly towards the entrance, or it could fly back deeper in. I think it's kind of a 50-50 shot. These things aren't particularly smart. If we roll high, it goes back in. Otherwise, it's going towards the entrance. Alright, so it's heading towards the entrance. It's going to fly a 40, so I think it's probably going to... these things really, really hate light. Even though I guess they're not weak to it, which is weird. But yeah, this creature's gonna be able to make a, effect. Okay, so it's not gonna make it out, but it is probably gonna make it to the edge of their light. For the most part. And it's definitely gonna be out of the mind by the next turn. That's what it does, so it's kind of off on its own. It's not on anybody anymore. Vasam doesn't really have a whole lot to do, I guess he could try to heal somebody. That's sort of his thing. Yeah, he'll go and heal Omer. There's nothing standing in the way now, so 8, so 15. But we're toughed out, and Leah just blew like half her spells. Not quite half, right? Not quite half her spells, and used one of those big second level slots. So it may be looking at retreating time. But it is right now. Delk will drop his spear, pick up his sling, and try to make a sling attack at this. Hit. 3 points of damage. So he scuffs this thing with a rock, but doesn't quite kill it, but wings it real bad on the back of the head. Omer's gonna try to do the same. I mean, no sense in trying to let this thing go. Missed. You know, Omer not doing so great with the sling today. And Leah also gonna miss. Wow. Everybody misses. Does the fire method want to go after this thing? Probably not likely, -3, but it could. Oh no, it is motivated for some reason. Alright, the method flies just as fast, so the method's gonna get there. I think the method's gonna... I think it's gonna breathe fire all over this thing. I think it's gonna try to jump on it and try to get it with the sort of scratching, the clawing attacks. Oh, 19, that definitely is going to hit. They do a D4, right? 4. So, max damage. 8 points of slashing and fire damage as it burns this thing, and it screams out as it hits, kind of, corkscrews and hits the ground. The method kind of jumps on and starts ripping it apart, because the method's crazy. Varquil, dead. Alright. Does anything else show up while we're in here? No. Alright, that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Boop. There we go. Alright, let's find that treasure. A little investigation. Like, well, that's just searching for the treasure. We didn't actually say whether the treasure was out in the open, whether the treasure was hidden or not. I guess I should roll on its status since I kind of backed my butt into it the wrong way. That's fine. Where is this thing? Oh, it's built into a vessel. Interesting. What kind of vessel? So I think that's probably why they end up having trouble. I mean, I really probably shouldn't have rolled an investigation roll there. We've got like 5 people with us. Like, somebody's going to find this stupid thing. Somebody's going to look at the one vessel, which I'm assuming is like a clay pot or something. Be like, what the heck is this thing? And pick it up and take a look at it. Does anybody... Yeah, we'll let the inspection be like what it was before, because obviously we did a crap job at that, so we should have some consequences for that. Oh, that's also why it took so long. It's being disguised magically. The contents, maybe. I think it's one of those things like you pick it up and you can definitely feel that something's inside of it once they pick it up. But like if you just sat down and like opened the lid on it, like it doesn't look like anything's in there, like it's magically concealed. But they pick it up and they can definitely be like, okay, there's definitely something in here. And let's use the treasure tables on here. No, I do not. That's okay. Use our basic treasure table. What is this thing? What is it? It really wants me. I really want to reroll because it's another pocket contents, and we have been doing nothing but pocket contents. We're rolling on a D20, and we really only have to roll a 9 or better, and we have not done that yet. But stick with tradition, I guess. Stick with the rolls. There's no reason not to. Oh, some sort of contract. interesting. Do we know anybody named in this contract? So we found a contract. We do. Okay, so we do know somebody. Right, there's 7 factions, right? What is faction number 6? Oh, somebody at Split Valley Oasis. Oh, that'd be really cool if it's Akari. We got 4 people we know there, though, so it could be one of those 4. Some sort of contract between Norcruth. Of course it's Norcruth. We can't get away from that guy. That guy is doing so much stuff off screen, it's insane. Alright, between Norcruth and is it another party that we know? Yes. Interesting. Was it the Fairy Dragon? Yes. Oh, whoa. Yeah, the Fairy Dragon's totally in on Norcruth's like monster hunting, monster capturing thing. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put that up here. We're gonna put that up here. So we Norcruth, the Fairy Dragon, to help him capture monsters. Because, right, the Fairy Dragon is really good at that. We just ended up rolling really well, so we didn't have to deal with it. Unfortunately, we don't have to worry about that because the dumb Gargoyle will get us. Oh, interesting. Alright, well, we're definitely taking some time to sort of search things out, so we should do another roll if anything comes across. Yep. Alright, we got another fight on our hands. You know, we haven't seen those wormlings yet. Is it going to be dragon related? Yeah, it is. So we know that they're brass dragons. Right? Yeah, I think we're in the same spot, so not Age of Brass Dragon, that would be bad. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to throw 3. I think 3 seems unlikely that the Fairy Dragon would even be able to keep track of. Well, could it even be tracking 3? I think that's extremely unlikely. No. Alright, so either 1 or 2. 1, alright. And so, we have disturbed one of the Brass Dragon Wormlings, which no doubt is in here. There's Brass Dragon Wormling. One of these things is kind of rolling up on us. What direction is this thing rolling up on us from? Is it... okay. Hold on. Let me get the pin icon so you guys can see. It could be coming from this direction, or it could be coming from this direction, or it could be coming from this direction, or technically it could be coming from that direction. I think that one's probably unlikely, but it could be coming from 4 directions, so we'll start... just kind of go around clockwise. What direction is this thing coming from? 2. Alright, so it's coming from this second area. It's coming from this middle area. It kind of pops its head out at all the commotion while we're sitting around trying to get things done, and now we're gonna have to hop into a new combat. This thing... I don't really feel like this thing has the drop on us. -5. Yeah, not at all. It's not even aware that that's what we're doing. Well, like, technically we rolled a 1, so we should get some sort of edge from that, right? Some sort of revelation that alters the current plot. Are they not Brass Dragon Wormlings? Are they... Rimefire is blue, right? No, Rimefire is white. Or is it, no. I should just look. I should just look. Because can't think of myself. Oh, he's silver. He's a silver dragon wormling. Alright, so there's some sort of plot revelations here. Are they also silver dragon wormlings? Or... Yeah. Yeah, let's ask some questions. Are they also silver dragon wormlings? Yes. Is it one of Norcruth's, like, actual... Norcruth. Rimefire's one of Rimefire's actual kin? Yes. Okay. I don't know... I assume that they're talking about Rimefire, probably. In some ways, or maybe... I guess question. Is this creature drawn towards them, or drawn towards outside? Drawn towards outside. Yes. Oh, drawn towards outside. Okay, so they see that, and as they're sort of messing around with that, let's go ahead and... Yeah. So we found the... from another corridor, I guess. Tunnel. That's what I'm looking for. Tunnel. Word tunnel. And with interest and towards the... Alright, so one of the things now, we actually have something we could use, which we haven't, I don't think we've used thus far in the game, even though we've had this... Man, when did we get this item? We got it in like session 3, I think. I think literally them walking into town is when we got this. I think it's actually the first encounter of this entire, 23 episodes so far, or 23 session run of Leah. We got in the very first, technically the third session, but the first session where we played Leah. I think we're going to use the Horn of Silent Alarm. It's been on our character sheet forever, right down here at the bottom, which you can't see. There you go. I think that we're finally going to get to use it, because I think she's going to use it to notify Rimefire that another dragon is exiting the mine. Well, I mean, she can't say anything. She can't really tell him. Just something to put him unaware. And I think they're gonna... If it does, I think they're gonna try to hide. It doesn't seem too interested in them, but they do. So I was gonna give them advantage, but they do have the torch, so that's definitely disadvantage. So it's distracted, so just flat roll. Yeah, it's not a great roll. It's really not, it's a 9. Yeah, it's not going to be enough, so it definitely wheels around on them and notices them. Again, I think Omer kind of steps forward to take the lead. We're going to give him like a insight check, I guess. Or maybe an animal. It doesn't really matter, they're going to be the same. To kind of see, like, try to see if we get a vibe from this creature. Natural 20. Okay, we definitely get a vibe. That's probably going to be... I'm going to use the next Oracle roll, advantage, disadvantage. It would be like, can we tell that it's not aggressive, like its interest is peaked? Because I think that, like, in my mind, I'm thinking that Rimefire and this dragon have sensed each other. Like, whether that's that they're dragons at the same time, or that they're family. I'm not sure which one yet, but do they sort of... We get the idea that, like, they're non-combative. And I think, like, maybe they're kind of coming out of, like, the fairy dragon sort of, like, stupor that's probably kept them in. So, is it aggressive? I think that it's not. So, I'm going to give it a... I'm going to give it a -3, because we don't know. And I'm going to roll twice to take the lure. Okay, yeah. So it's not aggressive. I think Omar starts to talk about, hey, you know, we slew the creature that had you under its spell, it appears like. And, we've dealt with others of your kind before. Silver dragons. And, you know, we can maybe help you get back to where you were before, or whatever you need. And then I think the dragon tells him, like, I sense one of my kin is near. Yes, one of your kin is near. A dragon we know as Rimefire. Does this creature know Rimefire? No, doesn't. So just realize it was another... Realize that was another silver dragon. Is that gonna be a problem? We rolled really well on the inside, so is that gonna be a problem? Do we get the feeling that that's going to be a problem if they're gonna have to fight? Yeah. Okay. This could be a Rimefire showdown. That'd be a really cool way to end this episode, so I kind of want to go into it. And so I think that they exit the mine. And I think as they do, Fire lands at the base the pit to meet them. I think Rimefire lands across from this thing, and I think they start to circle each other. And I think Rimefire tells them, you know, get back. Like, we're gonna fight for this lair, and we're gonna have a good old dragon off. This could go either way. I mean, Rimefire could maybe die. Rimefire might not die. But we're gonna have a two of these guys just fight each other. Alright, Silver Dragon Wormling. There we go. We're gonna have two of these things go off. And I think Rimefire's like, this is a duel of, like, dragon honor. Like, you have to stay out of this. Do I want to jump into the... now I'm second guessing myself. Do I want to jump into it and go full into it, or do we want to save that for next time? You know, I think I've got some extra time. I think we can do this. I think we should go ahead and do this. We'll get it out. There'll be a fun way to sort of end the episode. We'll end on whatever happens at the end. Maybe we'll leave it. Maybe that'll be the climax ending, so we can jump back into it next time. Let's go down here. Yeah. So we're gonna have ourselves a good old dragon duel. All right. Well, we've got some combatants here. It's not gonna be any of these guys. Well, we've got Rimefire, who's we're gonna roll for, and then the dragon will go on 10. Oh, the Wormling goes on 10. But they have exactly the same hit points. Everything about them is kind of identical, so it's evenly matched. Literally can go either way. Alright, Rimefire, you need to roll an 11 or better. Come on, buddy. Okay. Well, I guess it's opposite day. Don't listen to me or anything. Alright, so the Wormling's gonna make the first move. Alright, the Wormling, what is Wormling gonna do? Alright, so here's the thing, is that we know they have immunities to cold, which means that the cold breath weapon will do nothing on either one of them. But the paralyzing one, however, will. And this is, the paralyzing breath is not one of the saves where once you come out of it, you are immune to it for 24 hours. So they're going to be trying to paralyze each other and then try to rip each other apart with their bites. Alright, so it turns around, does a little jump into the air, and then does that paralyzing breath as everybody moves back away from the sort of fight that's happening in the chalk pit. It's sort of turned into an amphitheater, unintentional arena in the strip mine. Sort of pit mine. What is the save for the paralyzed? 15-foot cone. Each creature in that area must succeed on DC 13 saving throw. They've got a pretty good con though, right? Yeah, +5. Alright, that's 14. That's a save. Alright, so saves. Rimefire's turn. Rimefire's going to do the exact same thing. But it's going to fail. It's going to be paralyzed. Oh no. Paralyzed. So the wormling. Right off. Paralyzed. Wow. Okay. So its next turn, it can try to repeat the save. And it will. Okay. So, but I mean, that was not a lot net. But it does essentially give Rimefire the ability to maybe get his breath weapon back and try to do it again. He does. He's going to do it again. Another con save. Another fail. Paralyzed again. It's going to try to save on its turn. Saves. Rimefire gets to go again. Doesn't recharge. Gonna jump on this thing for a melee attack. 17. Right on the money. Exactly what we need. For 10 points of piercing damage. So, Rimefire draws first blood. But he is still out of his recharge. It is the end of his turn. Oh, I didn't roll for the Wormling's recharge. They've had 2 rounds. Okay, so their bite does recharge. So they are going to use their breath on Rimefire. Rimefire, come on, save, buddy. 14, that's... You save. Alright, perfect. Damn. Rimefire's turn. Does Rimefire recharge? He does. He'll breathe. They save. Their turn. This is a weird duel because of the breath weapon. They do not, but they will attack Rimefire. And crit. Oh! Oh no. That's not good. +4. Ooh, 15 points of damage for Rimefire. As they sort of take the upper hand in this fight. Back to Rimefire. Does Rimefire recharge their breath weapon? Yes. Get that save again. They save. Their turn. Does theirs recharge? No. They'll make another bite attack. And miss. Rimefire. Does that recharge? No. We'll make a bad attack. We'll be successful right on the nose again. For another 10 points of damage. As Rimefire gets the upper hand. And things swing back sort of in their favor. Brings us to the Wormling. Does the Wormling recharge? Yes. Rimefire fails. No, Rimefire's paralyzed. Rimefire's turn. Do they recharge? Yes. Do they save? Yes. Alright. Oh, sorry. Get that out of there. Do they recharge their breath weapon? No. They'll make another attack. They'll miss. Rimefire. Didn't recharge, right? Didn't recharge last time? I don't think so. Hard to keep those recharge rates. We'll go for a bite attack. They've got plus... Oh no, they've got +6 to hit. Alright, that's 18, that hits. Really? Minimum damage for 5? Alright, still keeping the upper hand. Can we recharge? No. Against Rimefire. Gonna hit Rimefire. For minimum damage. Just trying to claw their way back. Rimefire still got a little bit up ahead. Rimefire get the recharge. Yes. Make a save. Saves. They recharge. No. Make an attack roll. They will miss. Rimefire. No. Alright, we're gonna make that attack. Come on, Rimefire. They have +6, right? Still at 15. That doesn't hit. Well, miss. They recharge. Rimefire, alright. Don't get paralyzed. Oh no. I missed it by 1. Ugh. Paralyzed. Alright, it's his turn. Does he recharge? No. That will pass, so he's back. Breath weapon recharge. No, so they'll go for the bite against Rimefire. They'll hit Rimefire. Oh, for a devastating 14 points. That's not good. It's not looking good, Rimefire. You may have to give up on the breath weapon. Just go straight for the bites. Because it really hasn't served you that well. You guys haven't, because you guys both have such high saves. Is Rimefire going to switch tactics and go straight for the bite? I think so. +3. Yes. Alright. So he does. And technically he rolled a 20, so he should get some sort of edge. I don't know what that would be, so I'm just going to actually give him advantage on the roll. So, a little overconfidence, something like that. We kind of, well, we want Rimefire to... Well, you know what? Let's roll it. Let's see what it should be. Bring the current plot thread to a climax. I mean, we're kind of on that right now. I don't know how you get more climax. I guess that's a good question. Do they fight to the death? Yeah, they do. I guess, you know, Rimfire's got friends cheering him on. People who brought him out here. People who've seen him through. They've shared struggles together. Yeah, I'll let him have the advantage on the attack. Yeah, we don't necessarily want to kill our NPCs. We want to give them all the benefits. But I mean, the dice are going to be the dice. And they're not helping us. I think the Wormling is going to continue business as usual. Recharges. Rimefire needs to make a save. Fire makes a save. It's Rimefire's turn. You know, he's just going to go straight with the bites, I feel like. Nope, that's not going to be enough. One recharge. No. Going to try to make a bite. Miss terribly. Rimefire, go for the bite. Come on, buddy. And that's a crit. Alright, buddy. Roll high. It's not super high. It's 14 points, which I don't think is enough to put him down. This thing's... Buddy, he rips into the Wormling, rips out most of its jugular. There's blood pouring out of this thing's throat. It's like down on its side, like trying to keep Rimefire back. You know, roaring at him in this sort of gurgling sound. Does this thing... We said that they fight to the death. I think this thing needs to make a charisma save to see if it's... Or if it's going to, you know, be a coward. Not really a coward, but... Nope, makes the save. Makes the save. Alright, barely, but made the save. We're doing roll unders for those, for that sort of morale thing. And so it's going to fight to the very bitter end. It is... Alright, it's gonna hit him. Come on, Rimefire. Alright, Rimefire's gonna take 7 more points of damage. Equally matched to the end. No, that's right, that's 4 points of damage. So it really is, whoever's gonna get that next hit's gonna do it. Alright, Rimefire. Rimefire's gonna get the hit. Alright, kid. We'll roll the damage, we don't need to, but... 14 points of damage is gonna put that thing down. And a busted, ripped across, totally beaten Rimefire finally rips out the throat of this other dragon. It let out a great roar. It makes them sound like they're twice the size they are, because remember, they're still just medium creatures at this point. So it rips that thing apart, and then probably promptly collapses. Honestly. So this mighty roar, right? And I think we're gonna let Delg and oh, we haven't rolled for our healers kits. We should do that. Use the healer kits like 3 times. Yeah, we're still good. All right, I think they're both gonna use a healer kit shot against Rimefire because I'm thinking that that roar might have roused something. So that's, and they both get +7, so 14, so 24. 24 hit points back. What's his max? That's gonna be pretty close to his max, right? Those are real. Actually, not really. So Rimefire's back up to 28 hit points. I'll just write hit points in case I forget for some reason. That big X. So, the big question is, does that big roar bring anything else flying out of the mine? Because I think it might bring something. So, +3. Yeah, it does. Alright, sorry. Let me look at these real quick. Because I know where I want to leave it, but I just want to make sure that I have the numbers correct. Because he is a CR2, technically. So really, he's like a level 5 or 6. I'll probably say 5 at this point. A level 5. And 1 player of level 5. Alright. Is it Vargwheel that come out? I kind of get the feeling. It could be Vargwheel, it could be another dragon. Is it Vargwheel? No. So it's probably another dragon, right? Yeah, it's another dragon. Alright. Actually, maybe more than one at this point. Let's go with let's put down Wormling. Be like, alright, let's make me a hard difficulty for this. Well, according to this, it should be able to... Like, that can't be anywhere near right. Alright. So, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll use this. So, it's gonna be the Black Dragon Wormling and the Brass Dragon Wormlings. I'm gonna roll a d4 -1 to tell me how many there are. And this is going to be sort of like the... Probably in the... Okay, so there's none. That actually helps us out a lot. And where was I? Alright, so we actually got... It's actually probably going to make this a relatively trivial encounter. Since we have Rimefire with us. But maybe not. So we'll see. Would it make more sense to have one of these guys? CR3 is pretty tough, though. I guess for solo, it's probably not that difficult, right? It's gonna hit hard, though. I don't know, for a solo encounter. Right, because a solo encounter probably wants me to do like a 4, right? I mean, it's iconic to go with a red dragon wormling. But CR4 is really gonna be tough for what we've got. Like if we did, let's see, because let me look at this. Because I want to put us in a cool situation. I want to put us in a situation to kill us, just to kill us, because this is kind of also a random fight as well. I mean, it's got a lot of hit points, that's the thing, and it hits hard. So, yeah, no, we're going to go with what they had before. Black Dragon Wormling, which I'm fine with. So we'll use that as being sort of like the final creature that kind of comes out to see us. Usually has lower hit points. Interesting. But that acid breath is going to be, woof, it's going to be tough. Because that's probably going to hurt all of us, because we're not in great shape. Right? Actually, everybody's kind of hurt, aren't they? Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight. It'll be a real tough fight. Yeah, we're pretty much out of healing. I mean, those are the rules I set up. We should do it. Where? And not Rimefire. Barely wins. Roars triumphantly. Being the depths of the mind. So we Rimefire, and as we do that, the true boss monster appears. I don't think this thing's gonna fight fair, so they're not gonna have another like they can't have a dragon's duel at this point. Rimefire's torn up. So yeah. Before I forget, let me look at, actually, can I open this and get out of here? Yeah. I'm just gonna take that so I remember. Yeah. All right. Any other to-dos? Anything else we need to take care of? Because I think that's where we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna pick it up with the beginning of that encounter, and we'll go from there and try to figure things out. Hopefully, you guys have had fun. I've had fun. Definitely didn't go quite the way I wanted to. We're still getting our butts kicked by everything. We gotta find some sort of psychic. Like I said, we're gonna have to pay a mercenary or somebody to stay with us. We should have tried to pay Ott. Oh well. But we will pick this up next time. I'll see if we can take down that black dragon. We'll get Rimefire their home, and we can figure out what's going on with the secretary, and we can do whatever we need to do with the Zom to get to him where he needs to be. I think that's it. Alright. I've had a lot of fun. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. And I will talk to you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Right? So until then. Bye.